Hi, this is a quick tutorial on setting rosters and testing windows within Illuminate. It's going to be broken up into two parts. One, creating a testing window for just a class period time. Another, setting up a testing window for specific students that need to take it at a different time than everyone else. So I'm logged in Illuminate. I'm going to click on the Illuminate Education just to get to this little screen that has all my little buttons. I'm going to go into my assessment. I'm going to find the assessment. I'm going to say Math 3, Semester 2 Final. I'm going to click on the title, and I'm going to have a little window that says, what do I want to do? This window will appear because I do not have any student data. If I did have student data, then I would get this screen and I would go to the online testing. For me to preview it, I would always want to preview the assessment before administering so I know what to expect and my students know what to expect. I click on Preview Assessment. If there is an inline booklet, meaning that there is a file that has been uploaded, I want to make sure to select that. So I select that file or that PDF in the inline booklet. That means it will show when I take it online. I click on Preview. I begin tests, and you'll notice that you will have the PDF, that file that was uploaded, as well as the particular answer section. So just make sure that you explain to your students that they will need to scroll down and scroll down for the answer key. You can just close this particular tab when you are done. So now what I want to do is create a testing window that will allow students to only access and take the test during a certain period. So I'm going to click on Add Roster when I'm in the online testing. I'm going to start from the top and work my way down. Testing window start. I can click on the little calendar icon. I specify when do I want it to start. So let's say that I'm going to be starting it tomorrow. So I click on the day. The time, this would be when do you want it to be visible? What's the earliest time? I would say the earliest time is 8 o'clock. Ending window. Do not have it go over the weekend. So what I would do is if you started it on a Wednesday, have it end on a Friday at a certain time. And I would say that it's going to be from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. This is only when it's going to be visible. There's another section that you specify for the period that you're going to be doing, a daily window. Okay, so now what I want to do is select which of my sections is going to get this test. So I'm going to click on the two sections that are my Math 3, and you'll notice that it says 43 students are going to be taking this. So make sure that you hold the control to select multiple classes. Next, I want to go to the Online Testing Administration settings. This is where you can specify, well, is it going to be all day? So that means it would be from 8 to 3. Or do you want it within a specific time? So this is where you would specify for that class what is going to be the start time, what is going to be the end time. So let's say that you have an 8 o'clock class. You would specify 8 o'clock. And what is going to be the end time for that period. So let's say that it's an hour and a half, so it would be 9:30 a.m. Time duration, just leave alone. Student pauses. You want to make sure that this is a high number so that the student does not get locked out. I'm just going to say 100. Now, this is if your test has an inline booklet, meaning that it has a upload from the district. You want to make sure to select that material here. So I'm going to go back to the top. My testing window is, I'm going to start on this day, Wednesday. It's going to be visible at 8 a.m. The end is going to be on Friday. Now, if you're only going to be administering it for one day, then you would say that the end time or the end day is going to be, let's say, Wednesday, and you can then change this time to the end of your period, which would be 9:30 if you're only going to allow them to have it only for that one time period. If you're going to have it available multiple times and they are taking it at exactly the same time every day, then you can have that end to be at a later time, but you manipulate that daily window so they can only take it during this time for those days that you have selected. So once you have the testing window start day, end time, end day, end time, you've selected your sections, you've expanded your online testing administration, and you specified a daily window. You've only selected the time that they would be available to take it. You adjusted the student pauses. Then you made sure the inline booklet is there if there is one. Then you would click Save. Now what it's going to do is it's going to go to this little record of your different windows. If you're going to be doing a different period or a different test that has a different class, a test for your class, you would need to go back to your listing of assessments, and then you'll go to Math 2 or whatever it happens to be. You would then go to the administration, the online testing, and you would add the rosters accordingly for that class. Okay, so very quick summary of how to set up a testing window for just that class period. You want to access the assessment, so you would view assessment, click on the assessment. You would then click on Administer if this window comes up online. You want to add a roster, starting at the top, going down. Start with the testing window start. Click on the calendar. When do you want it to start? If it's just going to be one day, then you would have it for that ending on that one day. Do not have the testing window go over a weekend. So if it's going to continue, make sure that you end it on Friday and you need to create a new testing window. You select the sections that are going to be taking it, holding the control key for the multiple students or the multiple sections. Make sure to expand the administration for online. If it's going to be a daily window, click on daily window. You specify the start time of that period, and you specify the end time of that period. Change the student pauses to a high number so they don't get locked out because of pausing too many times. Make sure to select the inline booklet if there is a inline booklet, and click Save. Now I want to go over how to set up a testing window for specific students. So I just clicked on the Illuminate Education in the upper left. I got to this nice little buttons. I click on View Assessment to find my assessment. I click on the assessment. I'm then going to click on Administer Online. I get to add a roster. Again, you still start from the top, work your way down. Testing window start. Let's say it's going to start tomorrow. And let's say that they have several days to try to complete it. I specify the start time that's going to be visible and the end time that it's going to be visible. The students are all in a certain grade, then I can pop down this, and let's say that these 12th graders I want to specify. Notice that I have 31 12th graders. I can now just specify down here who are the students that are going to get a different roster than everyone else. So I just hold down the control key as I'm selecting the students, and I do the same process as for the whole class. I expand the settings for the online administration. If they have a daily window as well, you specify the start time of the test and the end time of the tests, making sure to make the student pauses large and making sure that you select the inline booklet. When you are done, you would click Save.